Welcome back. I'm Karen, founder and managing director of Orchid Leadership Coaching and Consultancy Limited, encouraging you to embrace the leader within. Whether you are a CEO leading a company, an executive leading a team of innovators, an emerging entrepreneur, or a working or stay-at-home parent leading the family and home, now's the time to embrace the future. Empower the new you. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 of Enlightened Leadership Coaching Snippets, a new season of podcasts linking to empowerment, mindfulness and well-being within leadership. In this episode, we'll be deep diving into Brand Yourself Forward, rediscovering the new you. If you missed our earlier episodes, don't worry. They're available to download on numerous major podcast platforms. Do ensure to subscribe or follow so not to miss out on future upcoming episodes. Getting back to today's episode, focusing on Brand Yourself Forward, rediscovering the new you. When you think of branding, what comes to mind? Very often we might think of t-shirts and coffee mugs, logos and colour palettes. We are all consumers in some shape or form. As such, whether consciously or not, we will ask ourselves questions about what we purchase, whether products or services. Is it a trusted brand? Is it a relevant brand? Is it a recognizable brand? Is it my preferred brand? Yet branding, especially now, transcends product endorsements and flashy sales techniques. Those of you who own or who are about to embark upon owning your own business, or those of you who run a side hustle to your main income, when your customer or clients see your product or service, what do they see? What's the first impression your product or service creates? What do they sense or feel before they engage with you based on your brand? Have they formulated an opinion about you as the brand before deciding to engage with you? All these areas and more will be aired in today's episode as we deep dive into transcending traditional branding practice and evolve ourselves to rediscover the who, the why and the what of branding that lies within ourselves as our main asset. Keep listening as we deepen our awareness and discuss the branding journey of not just our products and services, but of ourselves as the main brand driver. So, let's dive a little deeper. According to Steve Forbes, editor-in-chief of Forbes, your brand is the single most important investment you can make in your business. This not only refers to what you may or may not put together in terms of product or service enhancement, but also infers that your brand indicates you as the main asset and brand driver, and as such, you are also the brand. Think of the process as your weapon to stand out in the marketplace, your presence enabling your product or service airtime, and therefore recognition and relevance within what is now a bustling digital landscape. Building brand trust takes time and energy to be the preferred brand in your future client's mindset. The emergence of blogs, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter have enabled anyone and everyone to become known, connect in real time directly with clients, colleagues and friends, and build international relationships. Now, making unforgettable first impressions in person is no longer the only way to establish your brand, and you as your brand. While you may not be a well-known established brand such as Coke or Nike, with an instantly known brand logo and slogan. Who you are and how you come across to the public are essential to being successful. We and our personal brand are in the daily spotlight for our future clients to see online on all our varying platforms and in all our online interactions. Are we giving ourselves due diligence in ensuring our presence is visible? Branding ourselves within our business context keeps us current in our field of expertise. It creates potential opportunities, opens doors, and creates a lasting impression on potential and existing clients. By developing ourselves as our own brand, we regain control over the initial perception people have of us. Whatever we choose to act upon regarding our branding, it will be sure to include strategizing how we are represented within our brand and business, elements of digital marketing, perhaps various campaign strategies, content creation, social listening to view the digital landscape, and potentially influencer management, or essentially how we manage our relationship with influencers who can positively affect the reach of our brand and business, where we may reach a positive stage of managing how influencers in our field of expertise talk about our brand and in effect how they talk about us online and in the media. A little pre-work in creating business intelligence through simple analytic analysis, marketplace data, and anticipated best practices in being data-driven will ensure we brand and market ourselves with a known scope and hopefully potential fruitful marketplace. Initially, it again comes down to our big why, what our passion is to focus and drive the brand and therefore our business. We need to develop an initial brand positioning for ourselves and our business based upon who we are and what we bring to the marketplace that is unique or at least compelling to the future clients. Part of this process may include asking those closest to us, even past and present colleagues, to establish and analyze how others view us and our strengths. It is important then to authentically reflect, to develop a strategically sound brand that authentically represents us, our business, and what service or product we provide for clients in a very real and genuine way. It's this authenticity that will provide the initial impression and whether that impression will be sustained and create lasting presence in the marketplace, which could enable durability of brand presence and business practice. When at the initial stages of this process, this is where to spend time, the time getting the branding right, that aligns authentically and holistically with your values and beliefs, that holds longevity and which will attract your ideal future clients. Keep in mind that this isn't about a quick fix or one-size-fits-all approach. It's about rediscovering the heart of your message, of who you are, of what your business represents, allowing the authentic you to step forward and flourish in full bloom. This part of the process will include smart goal setting, reviewing where you would like to be in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Defining your goals is necessary to crafting a message that is authentic to you and that enables growth of your business. This will include securing your niche product or service. The narrower and more specific the better, as well as knowing your target audience and ideal future clients in a very specific and consistent terms. Something to consider here is that a company name and brand name may not necessarily align. In fact, they may and usually do differ considerably. The company name being the name which the business is legally registered. The brand name distinguishing the products or services delivered by that business. These are key areas to review when at the initial stages of branding yourself and your business. When we reach an idea for a meaningful and authentic brand name that is both memorable, holistic, and representative of ourself and our business ideals, we of course cannot just go ahead and use it in the marketplace straight away. We should and must check that no one else is using that same branding name. We should also test it out a little before committing to it, perhaps sharing it with trusted sources within your field of expertise to review how it is perceived at first impression. We must also, of course, take measures to protect the name once we are fully invested, and before using the name across the entire business, where we will become known with that brand name. This whole process involves a great deal of inner work, of soul-searching, of a reevaluation of values, and of revealing or rediscovering what makes you, you, and therefore what is at the very heart of your business. So, we've determined that the first step is defining our brand, in essence by defining ourselves. In addition, we need to work on becoming and also then defining ourselves as an expert in our field, whilst aligning it with our business mission, goals, and vision. Establishing a consistent and strong presence is a necessary follow-up action. If you are Googled by future clients, you need to ensure that the first thing that comes up when they search is your branded content or branded platforms through your own website, course, blog, or social media pages or groups. A consistent and strong presence can also be determined through your brand awareness, through content creation, publications, articles, and networking actively. Connecting with other professionals and people or businesses which align with your own or who are within your client pool ensures you are being seen by the right people and in the right marketplace. Networking is essential to becoming known and respected. It's about building and establishing authentic relationships, being clear about who you are and who you are not. This is what will build and authenticate your business for long-term success and will build you into a major thought leader in your field. Know your audience and let your audience know you. In this way, you can determine where you and your business fit in as regard the marketplace and how best to remain authentically, holistically, and consistently visible to your target audience. At some point early in the process, it's helpful to gain a little feedback from trusted sources. A true measure of your branding, of yourself and your business, is the reputation others have of you. Sometimes it can be found in the little things, such as how others begin to introduce you, what attributes others attach to your name, what strengths begin to be associated to you and your brand name. Even Googling yourself can reveal where you're at from time to time, as long as it's done constructively, to reflect, and not to boost or inflate the ego. Branding is a little like telling a story. If our personal branding doesn't reflect our story, then we potentially lose a percentage of our target audience and reduce our overall demographic. Our branding reflects our own narrative, the story of you and your journey thus far. as well as your continuing story through written or video content. We've mentioned about representing ourselves authentically in our branding. This includes walking the talk and actually living our brand. If our brand represents us, we cannot therefore live two separate or conflicting lives. Our actual life should be authentic to that which we have shown in our branding, that genuinely represents ourselves and our business. A key remaining question when branding yourself forward, and in doing so rediscovering the new you, is what legacy do you want to leave as an emerging entrepreneur or business owner? This, in itself, will help to inform and confirm the direction of your brand, of your business, and of your durability and longevity in the field you have chosen or have an innate passion about. At the end of the day, it's about taking personal responsibility over how you are presented in the public space, as well as how your business is represented. It's no longer just about business branding and marketing, and you stand back in the wings as a silent, anonymous partner in the process. Personal branding is now the given edge and has the potential of positioning you as the credible asset to your business, as the expert or influencer with proven credibility in your field of expertise, by creating the value-added ingredients to your target audience and future clients. For those of you currently at the beginning stages of your personal and business branding journey, do feel free to share with me your joys, your challenges, your ups, your downs, and how you are dealing with bringing all aspects of the journey together. Equally, if this podcast helps you to remember the processes you initially undertook when first emerging into business, also feel free to share your gems of wisdom here or on my other social media platforms so others can gain from the wealth of information gained from your valuable journey. A challenge I lay before you. Take measure of your personal branding. In what ways are you currently representing yourself out in the public space? What story or narrative does your personal branding or public presence create? How would you like to move forward after reviewing your personal branding and public presence? If you would like additional support, what might that look like? Feel free to share some of your follow-up actions with me on any of my social media platforms, or alternatively, share a comment with me right here after listening. I look forward to our next podcast session, where we will be deep diving into beyond limitations, breaking the belief barrier. So make sure you tune in and engage with me after the session about your thoughts and personal takeaways. Until then, please remember, if this podcast episode added value to your day or evening, download it, share it with your colleagues and friends, and of course, ensure to follow or subscribe so that you don't miss out on future episodes. And remember, embrace the future, empower the new you, awaken the leader within, and let's take back control of our aspirations. Thanks for listening.